Good morning, YouTube family. Welcome to my channel. My name is Glenn. I'm going to tell you today how you can save some money. It's not a get rich scheme. It's just a way to save. Last week, I got my T-Mobile bill and looked at it, and it went from $70 to $82, and I said that's enough. So I was going to switch to Visible. It's a company that's owned by Verizon, and it would be about $50 for the two lines, my wife and mine. So I went through the process and got to the point where, it was to port your number, and they go and obviously get it from T-Mobile. And it come back and said that I had a lock on it. So okay, I went into the settings and I unlocked the setting that said it was locked. That locked it. Went back to Visible, and it still wouldn't work. So I did this several times and finally said, well, okay, maybe it takes 24 hours. So I waited till the next day, tried again, still wouldn't work. So I did a text message to T-Mobile, explain what I wanted, and they come back with, well, if you'll stay with us, we'll knock $10 a month off for the next 6 months. Give you a bill credit. And I said, no, I don't think so. I mean, what's $60 when you're already paying a ridiculous amount? So time goes on, and I tried again. I tried several times, still wouldn't work. So I said, okay, I will call and talk to somebody. And I hate to talk to anybody on the phone. Sometimes it's pointless, and you argue with them and try and get resolved. Anyway, long story short, I got a hold of somebody. He goes, well, let me check your account. And he got into it and looked through it and all that and come back. I said, listen, I can knock off $10 on your bill for the next 12 months instead of 6. I said, no, sorry, that's not going to work for me. I'm going to switch to Visible. So he goes, let me look at your account again. And he comes back a few minutes later and says, okay, here's what I can do. I can put you on a plan that's $60 a month. I don't know about this plan, never heard about it, but all of a sudden they seem to have it available. And I'll give you $10 credit on your bill for the next 12 months. So that brings it down to $50 a month for the next 12 months. I can live with that. So I went with it. So the moral of the story is, if you want to negotiate with them. They will negotiate. They want to keep you, but just threaten that you're going to leave, attempt to leave even. I mean, it's disgusting what they charge. And let's face it, you're retired. You're home most of the time. What are you doing? What's your phone connected to? Not to T-Mobile or Verizon or AT&T. It's connected to your Wi-Fi. Let's face it. They're doing less and less for you, and they're charging more. It doesn't make sense. So anyway, that's one way you can save money. Now, if you have a contract with them, forget it. They're not going to negotiate with you. I mean, they got you under their thumb unless you get them to one of the other companies to pay off, what you owe. And then they're going to be underneath their thumb. So either way, you're stuck. But if you want to go with a cheap phone plan and you want a new phone, every 3 years, I think 3 to 4 years is a great time to get a new phone. I have a 14 Pro and I love it, and I have no intentions of getting a new one. But if you figure out what you can save, saying getting away from one of the big three and going with one of their affiliates, so let's face it, Visible's owned by Verizon, so it's still Verizon, or any of the companies. They're all owned by, most of them are owned by one of the big companies. So either way, you're going to be with them. But take that savings. Say you can save it $30 a month. Well, put that away. Do that for 2, 3 years, and you'll have enough to buy a new phone after you trade in the phone that you have, if it's in decent shape and fairly late model. Anyway, that's one way to do it. That's one way to save money. Another way to save money is, obviously, and I think everybody knows this, but they don't listen, is avoid Starbucks and any place where you buy coffee that's going to be $5 a cup or more for some fancy coffee. Learn to do it at home, just like cooking. I just can't believe in our church how many of the young women don't cook. Either their husband does some cooking, or it's takeout, or chips and whatever. I mean, and they have kids. It's I don't know. I find it unbelievable, because I guess I didn't grow up that way, but it's time to learn how to cook. Okay, and I can cook. and I have cooked. I've done, well, a few years ago, my wife came home, didn't come home. She had an offer to go back to work. She loves teaching. She's a teacher. Here she was at that point, 72 or 73 years old, but she's worked the whole time. She's retired at 55, but has gone back and did some long-term subbing positions for people, for women that were pregnant and were taking time off and stuff. And then she didn't want the lesson plans, so she went doing simple teacher's aid. Doesn't pay well, but she loves to have a schedule and loves kids, so it works for her. Anyway, so long story short, she came to me and said, listen, I have a chance to go back to teaching. A friend of ours, which was superintendent of schools at the time, he's retired since, gave her a position if she wanted it. All she had to do was say yes, and it was hers. She didn't have to be recertified. She didn't want to jump through all those hoops because she's in New York State and now it's South Carolina. So anyway, so she wanted to go back to work, and she said to me, the only way I can do this is if you take over all the duties of the house, meaning cleaning, cooking, shopping, laundry, the whole works. And I said, yeah. I mean, I knew it was important to her, and I don't mind doing it. I'm retired, so why not pitch in and help? I've always taken care of the dishes. After whether I cook or she cooks, I do the dishes. I've done that for years, and I will continue to do it as long as I can. And mainly because I don't think she can load the dishwasher right. That's my opinion. I'm fussy about that. And anyway, that's one of those little things that Anyway, so I started cooking, and gosh, if you can read a menu and you can cook. It's just a matter of trial and error. Is everything going to be perfect? No, but you're learning. And like I said, I did all the cooking there for 3 years. At 75, she decided to retire, and that was it'll be 3 years ago this December that she retired. She's actually a little bit older than I am. I'm 76, she's 77, but there'll be a two, and I always kid her, there'll be a 2 year difference between us when it be up until November 14th, which is her birthday. And so anyway, that's besides the point. That's another way. No, that was just the first way to save money. Second, oh no, wait, let's go on to the third way. Uh, you need to at least once every month, or at least every couple months, or at least every 3 months, check and see what you're paying for as far as TV goes. There are some cheaper plans. We had Sling, and we're paying like $60 a month for Sling, but we weren't watching other than Fox News and Antique Roadshow, the only things we were watching on Sling. And one day I don't know what I was doing, but I happened to notice that they had a basic plan for like $20. It got Fox News and Antique Roadshow were two of the channels that you could get with them. So we switched and did that. And that was a way to save like $40 a month. You have apps on your phone that you're paying for and you're not using them. Why? Delete them, close them down. If you take all those, just those little savings that you can do with just a few little things, like I said, you can buy yourself a new phone. Put that money away. Just check mark it for a phone and save it for that. That's one way to save some money and to buy a phone and not be obligated to one of the big three or whatever, any of the phone services out there. But like I said, but Starbucks is a big one. Anybody that's buying coffee, heck, you don't need a subscription to go into Sam's Club. Now, what's the purpose of going in if you can't buy anything? You can go in, you can go to their little food bar, whatever it's called, their snack bar. You can buy a slice of pizza, and it's a big slice, and a drink. I think it's under $5. Two people can eat for under $10. And it's a good, I like it. I like their pizza. Or you want to really be cheap, I think for under $5, you can get 2 hot dogs with 2 drinks, and you got a light lunch. And you don't need a card to buy the meal, any of the food at their food court or snack bar, whatever you want to call it. So that's one way to save. You can buy a whole pizza for like under $10 and take it home. I like their meat pizzas. Anyway, that's my opinion. That's one way. There are lots of ways to save money, but none of them you're going to get rich with. They'll save you a little bit of money here and there. But like I said, if you take that money, and another thing you need to do if you're not doing it is have a budget. A budget's really important. My wife sits down every month and does a budget. It's pretty much the same every month. There's not big changes other than the amount that we pay for electricity. Oh yeah, you can save by playing with your thermometer and having it hot in the daytime in the summer and cold in the winter and save money. But is that living? Let's face it. We want to be comfortable when we retire. If you have to suffer and skimp to get by, it's going to take a lot of the joy out of retirement. We've been really lucky. We both retired. I retired at 60, her at 55. And have we always been wise with our money? No. Another thing you can save money on, pay off that stupid credit card. It is eating up a lot of money. Look at that. Just figure out what you're paying in interest every month. And yes, we've been there, we've done that. It happens. It's too easy to spend money with a credit card. We did a course through Dave Ramsey, and it teaches you to use cash. It's hard, and it is harder. It's harder for me to take money out of my wallet and spend it. But I'll spend $500 with a credit card and not even think about it. And, yeah, we do some stupid things. And credit cards are a stupid thing that so often we get tied up in. Oh, another thing you can save money on, eyeglasses. Do you know that there are places online that sell eyeglasses at discount prices? These glasses, and they're the works. They're the frames, the lenses, they're photo gray, or whatever you call that. They change light and dark. As you can see there, as it's getting lighter out, they're getting darker. It's only like 7 o'clock in the morning, but it's cool outside. Another couple hours, you won't be able to be outside in South Carolina, be in the 90s with high humidity. Anyway, glasses. I've got, like I say, the photo gray. I have transitions for I don't like bifocals. I can't use bifocals. I have one eye, and bifocals, I tried them once, and I was just trying to look through them. I'd be sick to my stomach. So I have to go with the transitions, and that works for me. It's like $120. I went on their site some time ago, and yeah, prices have gone up. I don't care what you talk about. The prices have gone up on everything. Eyeglasses now for the same pair, and I go on the best lenses. I have to go with the best lenses because I have one eye. So to protect that eye is very important to me. It's around $220 now. The last time I got glasses, and I've been going with Zenni, Zenni. We've been with them for at least 6 years now. Yes, you have to know the distance between the bridge of your nose to your pupil, or the distance between the two pupils. You need one of those measurements. And you just put the information in, and you can get that off of your prescription that your eye doctor gives you. You don't have to get eyeglasses where you have your test done. Last time I got them at Walmart, I paid like $450, and this was 6-7 years ago. It was before the pandemic. We started with Zenni, so it was before that. I got a pair. It was like $450. I put them on after they came, and the only thing I could see right through them was through the center of the lens. If I turned my eye to the side to look, it was all blurred on either side. So I went back and complained, and they go, oh yeah, to be able to see out of the whole lens, that's another $50 for a lens. So now I'm up to $500 for glasses. Ridiculous. And I always get the short end, the short straw. I don't care whether I go to an optometrist and get them done or to Walmart and get glasses. They both will screw me, basically. Since I only need correction on my left eye, my right eye is just a balance. And obviously, we look kind of stupid without a lens in that one. So it's just a balance lens. And they'll put the cheapest lens possible in that side, cheap plastic lens. Now, is it going to change color the same as the other one? No. It's either going to change faster or slower. Either way, I'll look stupid when I go out in the sun. It's ridiculous. And they just do that to save money. I go to Zenni, I put the same prescription in both lens. It works. And I get the same thing in both lens for 220 versus I have no idea what a pair of glasses cost now. If you've just recently bought glasses, let me know how much. Leave me a comment what you're paying for glasses. This is one way to save money, and they have hundreds of different styles. Yes, you've got to know what size glasses you need. You need to know the width, the length of your temples. You need to know all of that. Your bridge, you need to have an idea with that. It's pretty simple. I've helped people get glasses through them because there's such a huge savings there. So that's my last tip I guess I'll give you. But I will, if you're here at this point with me, I'm going to ask you a favor. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. I'm trying really hard to get this channel off the ground, and it's going really slow. And I know I don't do a very good job with it. I'm 76. Give me a break. Anyway, God bless you, and we'll see you again on the next video, whenever that's going to be. I'll think of something. Anyway, thank you. Goodbye.